My oh my, things are starting to get exciting here. Min Lee's got to find some way to help Dragon. So I'm sure they're not even thinking about that borrowed line now, are you? I just can't imagine. Chapter 30. Min Lee's feet, excuse me, Min Lee's feet pounded against the rocky ground, fighting the uneven earth as she climbed upward. It was difficult. The wind-carved rocks and boulders seemed to grow from the ground like trees, confusing her way and disrupting her balance. Min Lee was so intent on her movement that she almost didn't notice a low growl. But she halted as soon as she heard it. The tiger, again! She could see the tip of its green tail ahead, over one of the large misshapen rocks. Quietly, she grabbed a sharp-looking stone from the ground and crept forward. There it was, in a clearing of flat stone. The evil animal was pacing back and forth as if it were waiting. Min Lee tightened her grip on the stone. Then she gasped. A plump little girl, dressed in brilliant red, was running toward the tiger. Before Min Lee could scream a warning, someone from behind her pulled her down and covered her mouth. "Shh," the voice said, and Min Lee looked into the eyes of a small boy, who seemed to be about the same age as the girl. Underneath a gray blanket, he was using it like a cape. She could see flashes of quilted red clothing that matched the girl's. His face was round and pink, and as if they were more used to laughing than the serious frown that it wore now. She nodded as his panicked gestures to keep quiet. "Oh, great green tiger," the little girl threw herself down onto the ground in a trembling kowtow before the beast. "Powerful spirit of the magistrate, my worthless ancestors angered. My brother and I were sent to you as sacrifice, the sacrifice you demanded." The tiger roared furiously, and the girl cowered. "I'm sorry," the girl said. Her voice quivered. "My brother and I were both sent to you. But on the way here, another monstrous beast attacked us. My brother was taken, and so there was only me." The tiger made an outraged sound. "Yes, another beast," the girl said. "This is what happened. And this is the story the girl told the green tiger. Your message to the family caused an uproar. There was a great wailing and crying as Agong, our grandfather, told us that you demanded 2 children every month to be sacrificed to you. It was payment for the insult our ancestors caused you. He said, and if we paid you, that you would leave us alone for the rest of our family in peace. It was a high price to pay, but we knew, with your immense power and strength, we could not disobey. So my brother and I chose to be the first 2 children. As the family wept, my brother and I left our home to go to you. But as we made our way to meet you, an evil beast jumped from the rocks. He looked like you, only not as strong or mighty, of course. And he was dark, the color of night shadow. He roared at us, but as we trembled to the ground, I cried out, 'Do not eat us, beast. We belong to the great green tiger.' And the beast stopped his roar at my words. 'Green tiger?' he growled. 'Yes,' I said, 'we are sacrifices for the great green tiger. We are not for you. If you attack us, we will make the great green tiger angry, and he will destroy you.' 'Destroy me?' Ha ha ha! The beast laughed. 'The green tiger is an old weakling.' 'No,' my brother protested. 'The great green tiger is the most powerful beast of all. None can defy him.' The beast laughed again. 'A paper pig is more mighty than the green tiger. I will take you, but leave the other for him. Pathetic dog that he is.' And that's the story that she told the great green tiger, which seems a little bit crazy. And with that, the girl said, "He took my brother and dragged him to his cave." The girl burst into sobs as Minli stole a glance at the boy. The boy looked a bit sheepish, but again put his finger to his lips for quiet. The tiger growled with impatience. As he disappeared, he said, the girl swallowed nervously at the green tiger's furious face. He said, "Tell the green tiger that his son, the king, left you out of pity for his poor feeble father." And with those words, the green tiger roared with such a rage that even the stones seemed to shudder. Minli quaked, and the boy held her arms even tighter. "I can show you his den where he dragged my brother," the girl quivered. The tiger nodded at the girl, with narrowed eyes seething with fury. Shaking, the girl got up and began to lead the tiger away from the clearing. Minli, with the boy beckoning, silently followed. Let's go on to chapter 31. This is getting exciting. Minli and the boy followed from a distance, past sharp rocks and jutting boulders. The girl finally stopped in another clearing. It was only when Minli and the boy pressed up against one of the rocks that she realized it was once a stone carving, and the clearing was the ruin of an abandoned house, now mostly worn away by the wind. "Here," the girl said, "the beast dragged my brother into that cave," and she pointed to a strange hole in the ground. Minli scarcely recognized it as a large, abandoned well. The rocks around the opening were rough and cracked, and a ripped piece of red fabric lay torn on one of the sharp rocks. Minli looked at the boy and saw his ripped pants, and he smirked. "The beast, your son," the girl faltered, "is in there. And he also said," and the tiger growled as for her to continue, "he said that you would be too much of a coward to confront him." The tiger glowered ferociously, stalked to the edge of the well, and snarled into the blackness. "He's in there," the girl said. "Do you see him?" And the deep well was full of shadows, but the dark water caught the reflection of the tiger's menacing eyes and sharp teeth. Full of wrath, the tiger growled at his own reflection, thinking it was the black beast. As the reflection growled back, the tiger gave a furious howl and roar, and that roar echoed again. "That's him," the girl said. "He's mocking you." Outraged, the tiger clawed the stone ground and snarled again, even louder and angrier. "How dare he," the girl said. "He insults you, your own son." The girl's words and his own echoing roars set the green tiger off into a frenzy. The air seemed to be charged with his uncontrollable fury. Every hair on the tiger seemed to jut like sharp spikes, and his teeth and eyes glittered like the cutting of an edge of a knife. He gave a deafening roar that bellowed, filling the sky with thunder. At its sound, the girl fell to the ground, and Minli and the boy covered their ears. The tiger bared his teeth and claws for an attack, and when the roar echoed back, it overwhelmed him with wild rage. Finally, the green tiger gave one last roar and leapt into the well. The girl, boy, and Minli stood frozen in the air, filled with roars and the splashing of water. Then suddenly, the wind carried one last howl into the sky, and there was silence. Minli stared in disbelief. The green tiger was gone. Whoa. Chapter 32. We did it, the girl and boy laughed as they ran to each other and hugged. They both were younger than Minli. She realized that they were twins. Their round faces, dancing eyes, and pink cheeks were exactly the same. The gray blanket that the boy had used to hide himself was thrown on the ground, and with Their dimpled face swollen with smiles and their matching bright red clothing, they looked like two rolling berries. Minli could not help but smile. And as they laughed and congratulated each other, another voice called in the distance, Afu, Dafu! The voice cried, Where are you? The children looked at each other. Agong, the girl said, and then together they called, Here, here, we're over here. A tall, gray-haired man burst into the clearing, a bag strapped upon his back, and in one hand he held a sword and in the other a spear. As soon as he saw the children, both weapons clattered to the ground, and they ran into his arms. Afu, Dafu, he cried. We were so worried. We did it, Agong, the boys said. We did it. We destroyed the tiger just like we said we would. Yes, the girl said, our plan worked. We tricked him into the well, just like that, just like we said we would. You were not supposed to do that, the man said, holding them tightly. We told you it was too dangerous. That's why we sneaked away, the girl said. We knew it would work. We used his anger against him, just like you said we should. You said was even angrier at his son, and his anger would blind him, and it did. I didn't say you should do anything, the man said, kneeling with his hands on both their shoulders. You were not supposed to go after the green tiger yourselves. You're not angry, right? The boy said. Now no one will have to be scared anymore. We can let the animals out of the house and go outdoors again. Oh, Dafu, the grandfather said, hugging them. Afu, as long as you are both safe, that is all that matters. Then the gray-haired man saw Minli watching them. Ah, who is this? He said, beckoning Minli closer. Before either child could say a word, Minli rushed up with a hurried bow. Please, she said, my friend. The green tiger injured him, and he's hurt, and the grandfather quickly pushed the children off of him and stood up. Hurt by the green tiger, he said. Take me to your friend quickly. It is lucky I brought my medicine bag with me. Da, Fu, get your blanket and give it to this girl. She is cold. The boy ran for his blanket, stopping to pick up the torn fabric from his pants and brought it to her. Minli wrapped the gray blanket around her, and she was grateful for its warmth, but even more grateful that the man wanted to help immediately. How long ago was your friend injured? The man asked as he urged her to lead the way. After Minli told him, he shook his head. We must hurry then, he said. The green tiger is no ordinary beast. His claws and teeth are poison. Without the medicine I have, he will die before seeing the sunset. Minli swallowed hard and quickened her pace. The wind seemed to scream a warning, and even under the layer of Dafu's blanket she felt cold. Would they be too late? Would they be able to save Dragon? Let's find out. Chapter 33. He's in here, Minli said to Afu, Dafu, and their grandfather, pointing to the cave opening. Even before reaching the entrance, Agong was already holding the medicine bottle in his hand. As they rushed inside, Miss Minli was relieved to hear Dragon's raspy breath. He was still alive. But as the children and their grandfather saw him lying in the dim light, they stopped, shocked still. Your friend, the boy said in awe. Is it Dragon? And the old man recovered from his surprise. It matters not, he said to them. Quickly, where is the wound? And Minli carefully unwound the blanket from Dragon's arm and winced. The gashes seemed to have burned into him like evil coals. The blackness had spread, and his arm looked like a burnt tree. Swiftly the man pushed Minli aside and began to pour the liquid from his medicine jar over the dragon's black arm. The tonic was a clear yellow-green, with a gentle aroma of fresh flowers and grass, reminding Minli of a spring morning. As it washed over Dragon's diseased arm, his tightly closed eyes relaxed and the grimace on his face smoothed, as if a deep pain was relieved. The medicine melted the dark poison, and the darkness seemed to be rinsing away, and Dragon's breathing became easier and even. Minli sighed. She hadn't realized until then that she had been holding her breath. She knew even before the man smiled that Dragon was going to be okay. Da-ah-fu, the old man said, and Minli realized that he was calling both of his grandchildren in a single name. Go home and tell the family what has happened and where I am, or they will worry. I need to stay with the dragon. Tell Amma and all the women to make more medicine, and when it is ready, bring it to me. This dragon will need to drink it when he awakens. Thank you, Minli said softly. The man turned and looked at her wind-burned face, tangled hair, and eyes shadowed with weariness. He is going to be fine, the grandfather said to her kindly, and then turned back to the children. Da-ah-fu, bring this girl home and tell Amma to take care of her. She has not slept in a warm bed for a long time. I want to stay with the dragon, Minli protested. I want to help him. I will stay with him, the old man told her. Don't worry, he will be fine. You have already helped him. Minli opened her mouth to argue, but a yawn formed instead. She realized the man was right and nodded her head. The boy took hold of one of Minli's hands, and the girl took the other, and they led their way out of the cave. Oh boy, what is going to happen with Dragon? And we still have not found the old man of the moon or Never-Ending Mountain. Things are going to come together quite quickly. See ya.